Hey guys, Marshall Acosta here. Years ago, I was watching Mista GG do a song bracket on Drake because he had watched Anthony Fantano do a song bracket on Kanye. Mista GG didn't know Kanye like that, but he did know Drake like that. Ever since then, I've been trying really hard to find somewhere online to make my own bracket of my own. Not for my own songs, but so that I can use other people's songs, For some reason, all these damn sites make it so complicated for you to make a bracket, so I had to go in Minecraft and I made my own Global Dan song bracket. I'm a huge Global Dan fan. I've been listening to Global Dan since I think 2017. Summer of 2017 sounds about right. And then over the next 2 years I ended up rediscovering Global Dan, and since then he's been my favorite rapper. I think the only other rapper that comes close is J Pro, so maybe there'll be a song bracket on him next, but this is Global Dan bracket. If you don't know how a bracket works, it pretty much works in rounds. So the first round is gonna be that big, the little, I'm gonna have a hard time explaining this. I think I'm just gonna have him explain it.
If you don't know what that is, they basically picked a bunch of Kanye songs and pit them all against each other in a bracket. And you go through all the matchups and eventually come through with a champion.
If you like Global Dan, this is a perfect video for you. If you don't like Global Dan but you like me, thanks for sticking around. So the way all the songs that I'm gonna be matching up against each other, I just went on Apple Music and just pressed shuffle on Global Dan songs, and whatever songs there were, I placed them down. So let's start the bracket, I guess. Man, this is a crazy video. I've been thinking about doing this bracket for years now, and here I am. Round one, we have Toxicity versus Hands-On. Toxicity is one of his new songs. I think I'm gonna have to look this one up. Okay, I don't need to listen to much more. Hands-On wins. Hands-On. Coming up next is Toss It Back versus Hands Up. Hands-On. Frick, this video is gonna be long. And the more the heat turns up, the less I'm gonna have to layer down. I think Toss It Back wins for this one. I still remember my first time listening to Toss It Back, and it was quite an experience. Hands Up still good, but Toss It Back comes through. Barbados versus Two-Seater. This is an easy one. Two-Seater wins. No hesitation in that one. Moving on. Mood versus Global Gang. I know both the lyrics to this one too, but I think Mood is taking the wound. Down versus Too Friendly. You know what? Weirdly enough, I think Too Friendly is taking the win on this one. The instrumental's good. On Down, he does have a feature, but you'll realize by the end that I had to bring in some feature songs, otherwise this bracket wouldn't be fully in. Next is Hit the Mall versus Storm. Frick. Both these songs are great, and I think I already know that Storm wins, but that doesn't mean that I can't give love to Hit the Mall. Next is High Life versus Static. I think Static is gonna have to win this one, I don't lie. I'm not sure why Static wins, but it's too late now. Next is Zanny versus Deserve It. Both these songs I love, but I think Zanny's gonna have to come in for the swoop here. Zanny gets me pumped up, and I've never even had any Zannys. Classic Global Dan song. Alright, moving on. Lil Gas Bag versus Wake Up and Repeat. I think Wake Up and Repeat, from an outsider's perspective, I'm also realizing that some of these name titles seems like the most generic rap names ever. And maybe that's what Global Dan is, but frick, I adore the guy. Wake Up and Repeat is taking the win for this one. Next is R.I.P. Virgil versus 89 Keys. Global Dan was close to Virgil Abloh or Virgil Abloh, whatever. R.I.P. to him versus 89 Keys. 89 Keys is like a newer song of his. R.I.P. Virgil already has a good message to the name of it, so I'm picking that one. Neither of these I really favor, but R.I.P. Virgil is in my likes. Stunna versus Upside Down. If you guys know Upside Down, he's kind of turned into like his really pop, I don't know, Global Dan is really into his pop right now. Stunna? I don't even really remember Stunna. I'm gonna have to get a lifeline on this one. Okay, I made my mind up. Upside Down is taking the win because Upside Down, although it's not in the realm of Global Dan, I still have listened to it more than Stunna. I remember Stunna came out and I didn't fancy it a whole lot, so Upside Down is taking that win. Next up is Link Up versus Maintain. Both of these songs do have a feature, Link Up having more than one though. Drip drop got too much sauce, I pushed that whip, Aston Martin versus Maintain. Okay, I'm gonna need to pull it up again. The instrumental to Maintain is really good. The album art's good too. Okay, Link Up does feel a little goofier. It would feel like a better song for Marshall, but Maintain has taken the win. But it feels unfair to only listen to one and not the other. Damn, Mista GG was right, man. Link Up Global Dan. Please leave your message for Global damn, kid. Listen. Did that to myself, that pushed out. Yeah, you know what? I'm still giving it to Maintain. I feel like the two features on Link Up, they try to go a little too off. Maintain is the winner. Next is Off-White versus Static. Wait, we already have Static. Am I wrong? We do have Static, right? Yeah, Static's right here. What the nuts? Is Lotus on here? If Lotus isn't on here, I'm just gonna change that one to Lotus. Okay, I don't think Lotus is on here, so I'm literally just gonna change it. Don't mind me, guys. Yep, just doing it all by hand. That's cool. I mean, guys, if you guys knew what Off-White meant to me, Off-White was the first global dance song I ever heard, and I literally heard it through a friend of mine's FaceTime. I was on FaceTime with a friend of mine, and she's listening to she's listening to this global Dan guy, and she's like, oh, this song sucks. This song's so poo. And I was like, who is this guy? And I'm like, send it my way, send it my way. She sent it my way, and since then I've fallen in love with global Dan, boy.
She hit me up like I love global Dan.
I swear to God, though, if I come across another sign that says Lotus now, though, everything's gonna be fricked up. Next is Down versus Dark Out. We already have Down. God, this list sucks. Doesn't matter though because I'm picking Dark Out. Dark Out's a classic, and it features Global AZN. I've spoken to him before on Instagram Live. Flossin versus Talk to You Later. TTYL. I don't even need to question this one. TTYL is still a good song, but if you guys know me, you guys will know that Flossin is my #1 favorite song of all time. Of all time either, not just like of Global Dan, just like my literal favorite song. For a Reason versus Lifestyle. For a Reason, Global Dan definitely brings out that emo rapping in him. You know, he's really bringing out that voice, just hitting that strain. And frick, I do love the song, but Lifestyle is also the very first song that Global AZN popped on with Global Dan. I think I'm picking For a Reason on this one. I'm sorry. And holy shite, we're only done half of the first round. Moving on from that side to the right side though, let's get some other questions popping. Wants versus Moving On. For some reason I can't remember either, but I know both of them. Let me look it up, hold on. Oh, Moving On has Little Skies. Frick. Yeah, Wants has G-Eazy in it. Yeah, Moving On, I have to pick Moving On. Wants was good when it came out, and it still is, don't get me wrong, but Moving On definitely carries. Poison versus Hands Up. I'm pretty damn sure Hands Up is already somewhere in the bracket, but even if these two songs were put up against each other, Poison still wins. Poison is a damn classic, and it still plays in my head to this day. I mean, every Global Dance song still plays in my head to this day, come on now. Oh, so Lotus is on here, what the frick? Don't Worry versus Lotus. You know what? That's honestly not bad because Don't Worry wins. Don't Worry is also like a remix of Drake's Controlla, but I think Global Dan killed it more than Drake murdered it. Like Drake, yeah, he murdered it. You know, he brought law into it, but Global Dan killed it. There's no law. No one knows. Runaway versus iPhone. Frick, boy. Runaway has Lil Young or whatever. Young Pinch. Frick. God damn it. Okay, iPhone definitely makes you feel like you're living your best life. You're in LA. You're on the strip. Sun is shining. Runaway though makes you feel like it's nighttime LA and you've been there for a while. Really, Runaway really makes you feel like how we all saw the world in 2013, you know? Like it really feels like nighttime GTA 5 and you don't have a damn stress in the world. Damn, I love iPhone, but Runaway is winning this one. Damn, I didn't think that would be the case. We Lit versus Here Interlude. I forgot I put that in there. Even though Here's an interlude, it still wins. We Lit had, it was published on SoundCloud first, and then the full album came out, and that song was on the album, and for some reason, they took down the original version and they re-uploaded a new vocals. They're all saying the same words, but you can tell that it was re-vocalized. And the re-vocalized version just doesn't come off as that good. It was like when Lil Uzi had Myron. Myron was unreleased and it sounded awesome, it sounded great, and then he released the official version on Eternal Take, I think, and you could tell that he re-sang the lyrics and it never hit the same. So I think that since Global Dan did that same thing for We Lit, it definitely ducks at some points. So Here Interlude wins. Airplane Mode versus Cookies. Cookies I've probably listened to like, I don't know, 3 times my whole life. The last 2 being within the last month. Airplane Mode I used to not like until I listened to it again and thought, holy shite, this is gold. Had Me at Goodbye versus Toxic. I know you want everyone me because I'm popping, yeah. Pulled up in a brand new whip and the roof is Had Me at Goodbye. I don't know, when Had Me at Goodbye came out, it wasn't my likes for a little bit, but the more I listened to it, it just felt too corny. Same with another song that's gonna be on here, which is Love in Hollywood. That song was also in my likes, but I ended up realizing just how corny the song was. I'll get to that later on. I think Toxic wins just because of how much I don't like Had Me at Goodbye. And I don't even really remember what Toxic sounds like. Stamina versus Drive You Crazy. I don't even know Drive You Crazy. What is that? Oh, I think I do remember this song. Drive You Crazy doesn't win because it reminds me of another song that I can't quite put my finger on right now. Stamina I'm also not crazy about. It's not in my likes, but I know what it sounds like in my head. Cool instrumental to it too, but yeah, you know. Ah, there it is. Love in Hollywood versus Man Now. Like I was saying about Love in Hollywood, it was in my likes, I would listen to it, but then one day, I felt like I was only listening to Global Dan because I liked him and not because the music was actually good at this point. I don't know, he was going through some experimental around this time, and he's still kind of in it, but Love in Hollywood, it sounded like music you would hear in like a movie. By that I mean like music you would hear from an artist that's in the movie. You know, so it's like not real music, it's just music to sound like that's the movie's universe's music. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think Man Now is winning. Man Now reminds me of a Trippie Redd song too. Dead Man's Wonderland or something like that, I don't really remember. Next is a Midnight versus On My Own. I don't remember On My Own, so I'm gonna give that a listen, but Midnight? Oh, On My Own. Is that the one? Ho, ho. Yep, that was the one I was thinking of. My key was a little off, but that's still the one. Midnight, 100% taking the win for this one. Price Tag versus God, this fur is getting so in the way. Price Tag I don't listen to, and I think I only put in here because I was running out of Global Dance songs. I don't really like the whole like guitar beats. I don't fancy it at all. And this has Global Del in it. At least I think that's who it is. Del Mac. I don't know if he like changed his name. Now he's no longer Global Del, but I don't know. Global Del just doesn't really suit the vibe here. Let me listen to Okay, yeah, I remember I looked this up and I searched up the song when I did this bracket. I listened to and it definitely brings back that old classic Global Dan, so I'm sorry to the other song. I actually can't remember it right now. Is taking the crown. Star versus 300ZX. What are these titles? I feel like it's a little bit cheating now because I'm like pulling out my phone to like look up all these songs. Oh, Global Dan, Butch, Dawson, Star? I guess that's the one. Let's give it a listen. Yeah, that's the song I was thinking of. Oh, I haven't even looked up 300ZX. ZX? ZX. Come on, pick it up.
I don't know. Don't ask me no more. It is what it is. Run up a check and let it flow. Now I got me so much jealous. Allow me and beating it. Come on like I'm in the army. I'm smoking that piccolo, drinking that Barney. I'm feeling unstoppable. Nothing can harm me. You ain't even shit. You insignificant.
Okay. Whoa, I just took my hood off for that one. 300ZX. Why don't I know about this song? 300ZX takes the cake here. BMW versus Going Hard Freestyle. BMW is the song where it's going Beamer, 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 Beamer. And I think that's the same one. I ball like 2K. All my friends do way. Going Hard Freestyle. I can't find it on YouTube. Am I gonna have to search SoundCloud for this? You know, I didn't think I was gonna be making this decision. BMW has to win this one. I've never heard Going Hard Freestyle, and he was not lying. He does go hard. I don't really like all that screaming though. There's only been one dude who I can tolerate the screaming, if that, and that's the only screamer around. Come on, that's that 6ix9ine. But yeah, with the screaming, let's tone it down a little bit. One versus Frick With My Drip. Frick With My Drip is not a Global Dance song, but it's definitely gonna win if one isn't good. Oh, one is with the Ayo and Tio or whatever. Ayo and Teo? Yeah, I don't think I like that song, but let's give it a listen. It's got a Global Del in it. Yeah, Frick With My Drip is taking the cake. Next up is Movie Star versus Halfway Dead. Now again, I'm gonna have to do a lifeline. I don't remember what Movie Star sounds like, but Halfway Dead holds a spot close to my heart. Movie Star is Steve Aoki. Okay, let's give it a listen. I don't want to listen to this because I know Movie Star's not going to win. Stars Don't Shine versus FTB? I don't even have to listen to Stars Don't Shine because FTB's taking that cake, man. I don't know what it stands for. Probably stands for F that bitch. But I don't know. Such a damn good song. It was removed off SoundCloud for a little bit, so I got in contact with Global Shy, because that's who it features. Actually, I think it's his song. Global Dan's a feature on this song. But Global Dan carries that shite. The both of them did good on that song. And holy shite, that was only round 1. Let's get on to round 2. This should go by a little bit quicker, I think. Hands On versus Toss It Back. Let me listen to Hands In one more time. Toss It Back wins this this battle. Forgot to take my hood off for that last round. Though this is the first time that they've actually put me in a dilemma. Two-seater versus Mood. Mood does have a feature in it, and that's Young Zan? What's his name? Young Bands. Whoops. And Mood is really damn good, man. I love the hell out of Mood. But Two-seater has the vibes, the feels. Two-seater's winning this one. Frick, man. Next is Too Friendly versus Storm. Storm takes this one, no problem. Static versus Zanny. Again, Zanny's winning, no problem. Wake Up and Repeat versus RIP Virgil. Wake Up and Repeat. Wake Up and Repent. Upside Down versus Maintain. You know what? Funny enough, this one I kind of feel bad making Upside Down lose this one. Like, there's a part of me actually considering having Upside Down win this one. But I don't know the lyrics to it and I don't listen to it. So it's going to have to be Maintain that wins this one. Off-White versus Dark Out. That is also a pretty tough one, but I know my answer. Off-White, no questions asked. Flossin versus For a Reason. I mean, I'm acting like I'm considering picking one over the other, but Flossin is winning. Flossin is winning. Wow, I didn't even mean to make that happen. Okay, time to scope out the second half of round 2. Let's see what's up against each other. Moving On versus Poison. No. Here's the thing. Poison reminds me of 9th grade me, and Moving On reminds me of 8th grade me. Which one's better? That's for you guys to decide. I don't know which one is, though. Oh, and Moving On is... I'm getting a call from my mother here. Let's find out what she wants. Hello?
What are you doing?
I'm recording a YouTube video.
Why do you have a jacket on?
God, I hate my mom. Like, let me finish my video. Just kidding. She doesn't watch these. Love the both of you, though. Yeah, I got 2 moms. So what? Frick off. No, my parents aren't lesbian, you weird pricks. Can we get back to the video? Almost just made me spill my soup. I think Moving On wins this one. Yeah, Moving On reminds me of me in 8th grade, but during the winter. So that would have been late 2017 going into 2018. Good freaking song, man. What a great song. Don't Worry versus Runaway. Frick, I think Don't Worry wins this one. And why is only one of them textured the right color? Frick, I didn't think Don't Worry was gonna win, but here it is winning. Here, Interlude versus Airplane Mode. Frick, now they're really starting to throw the tough ones at me. You know what? If we're talking in terms of repetition, Here is less than a minute long because it's an interlude, but I've definitely looped it way more than I have Airplane Mode. And I listened to the hell out of Airplane Mode. His flow on Airplane Mode like goes crazy throughout pretty much the whole song. Here, the interlude just makes you feel real damn good. Really makes you feel like Global Dan. You know what? This decision is too tough. I'm flipping a coin. Okay, heads, Here. Tails, Airplane Mode. Damn, Airplane Mode takes the cake. That kind of hurts me a little bit, but at the same time, Airplane Mode deserves it, so I'm not that upset. Next up is Toxic versus Stamina. 2 songs that I don't fancy all that much. Stamina wins the cake on this one though, I'm sorry. Man Now versus Midnight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We don't meet up in public, we keep it discreet. And I'm not listening to Man Now because Midnight is taking the win on this one. Shh versus 300ZX. I think the 300 is taking the cake on that one too. I've been saying taking the cake way too much this video. BMW versus Frick with my drip, both acronyms, I didn't even realize that. Frick with my drip though is taking the cake. I mean the win. Halfway Dead versus FTB. Now again, Halfway Dead does mean a lot to me, but Frick that B, it gets me much more hyped. Halfway Dead, if I thought about it too long, it probably could like get a tear out of me, but I rather listen to music that makes me happy than music that can get a tear out of me. Moving on to the third round. I gotta get delayered for this one because it's starting to get hot in here. Not hot enough for me to take the full jacket off, just to unzip. Toss It Back versus Two-Seater. This one's a tough one to pick. You know what? No, it isn't. Two-Seater wins this one. Storm versus Zanny. Oh my god. Zanny really reminds me of having like a good time on Minecraft, but Storm is just a good song. Am I out of focus? Screw it. Storm is winning this battle. Maintain versus Wake Up and Repeat. I think I'm gonna have to give Maintain the win because Wake Up and Repeat's instrumental isn't that great. Global Dan's voice really does carry on that song, but Maintain has best of both worlds and it has a feature. Next is Off-White versus Flossin'. If anything, these two songs should be like the matchup for who wins number one. I mean, come on, you guys already know the answer, but I don't think I'm man enough to actually do it. Alright, we're done the first half of the third round, moving on to the second half of the third round. We got Moving On versus Don't Worry. Shockingly enough, I think Don't Worry wins this one. Moving On is good, and it does have little skies on it, but Don't Worry is a good message, you know? Don't worry, man. Don't worry about me, worry about yourself. Don't you think about me, think about yourself. Don't you go and frick with me, go and frick yourself. I'm gonna do it on my own, I don't need no help. Airplane Mode versus Stamina. I kind of forgot Airplane Mode won, but Airplane Mode is winning again. Midnight versus 300ZX. I think Midnight wins because I just listened to 300ZX for like the second time again today, and still I don't remember what it sounds like in my head, so Midnight is kind of, it has an obligatory win. Frick with my drip versus Frick that kid. Two more acronym battles. FTB wins. I can't remember his name. Oliver Francis. Oliver Francis is the one who has the song Frick with my drip and Global Dance featured on it. Frick that B takes the cake on this one, so Frick that B is taking the cake on this one. Holy shite, we're already in the quarterfinals? Sheesh, I gotta take this off, boy, it's getting steamy in here. Two-Seater versus Storm. You know, but the thing about this is that whatever I pick, it's still rigged because Flossin' is gonna win the left side of the bracket. Even if one of them won, they would have to go up against Flossin'. Global Dan does go off on Storm, so I think Storm is gonna have to win over Two-Seater. Maintain versus Flossin'. Oh, come on. I mean, everybody knows the answer. The answer is Flossin'. Don't Worry versus Airplane Mode. I gotta pull out a lifeline. Frick! Versus what song? Don't Worry. I don't know. After watching the Don't Worry music video, it just makes me feel like I really want to hang out with Global Dan. I think Don't Worry wins this one. Wow. This video is gonna suck for any of you guys who don't even know who Global Dan is. Midnight versus Frick That B. Frick That B. I gotta listen to FTB. Hold on. FTB might win just because of two bars that are in the song. There's one part where Global Shy says that if you ain't gang, you can't hang. But if you like loosely listen to it, it just sounds like he's saying if you ain't gay, you can't hang.
You on that gang shit.
Hand it to the homie because you know that he be gang.
If you ain't gang, you can't.
The whole Global crew's gay. Now that I'm looking at Midnight with the moon, you know, it's all 3D coming up from behind it, I feel like it's kind of meant for Midnight to be. Man, this song has a tainted view on me. Because I was listening to this the very first time I ever snuck out of my house to go see some damn girl, and I was singing this the whole way there. I was on call with the girl beforehand, and I was like, should I pretend like there's something in my bed, you know, just in case my parents open the door and see I'm not in my room? And she's like, nah, don't even worry about that. That doesn't even work. That only works in movies and shit. So for some reason, I decided to leave the house. My bed perfectly made, not a crease in the blankets, and that's what ended up giving it away that I wasn't home that night. So they call me, you know, my parents, and they're like, yo, where the hell are you? Why aren't you at home? So they told me, get home right damn now. You know, I'm biking home, and then I get a text from my mom. She's like, you know, don't knock on the door because you're gonna wake up the kids, you know. So I finally get from across my house. My dad just opens the door wide open. He's like, he's waiting in the frame of the door, you know, he's got that disappointed look, you know, he's just, and I'm walking my bike to, you know, I haven't even crossed the street yet. I'm walking my bike over, and then my cat just sprints right from around him. I don't know what was dumber, him leaving the door open like that or me sneaking out to see some damn woman. All right, enough about Midnight. You guys just got a whole backstory towards that song. FTB wins. This is Storm versus Flossin. Storm versus Flossin. I don't even know why I'm extending this any longer than I have to extend it, because Flossin clearly wins here, but I don't want to give Storm a bad rep. I mean, technically, can Storm even have a bad rep if it's made it this far into the rounds? Yeah, come on, Flossin's winning. We all know that Storm is fine. Now for Don't Worry versus FTB. I think I'm going Don't Worry with this one. FTB just, you know, it makes me want to have a good time. Don't Worry, though, makes me feel the song. So we've just filled in every single spot with every single song name. Yeah, there were a couple duplicates, but the duplicates didn't make it anywhere past round 1, so it's technically okay. Are you serious? I literally went to write Flossin, but instead I wrote Storm because I was thinking of Storm. You know what? I'm not even gonna correct it, because had Storm been Flossin, Flossin would be right in the middle. So the fact that I messed up there actually gives me a good idea for what to pick. Storm versus Don't Worry. And you can see Don't Worry even further down in the back. I think I gotta listen to Storm if I really want to give this a fair judge. Like, you hear the intro and you just know this song is gonna be some flame. Only 7 comments on this too. Where's my global family? Still you eating that cheap that ate, leave your place like you just be tripping that love you down. Like, you see how damn hyped up that song gets me? Versus Don't Worry. Now I'm gonna have to listen to Don't Worry like the whole way through. Feel like Vice City when I'm cruising on a speed, but okay. And this song references Vice City, man. This is a tough pick. I'm kind of glad I didn't purposefully put Floss in there and instead I accidentally put Storm there, because this actually does give me a bit of a tougher challenge here. And literally mentions San Andreas right after Vice City. Little redundant? I don't care. He's mentioning GTA referenced. You can see I probably went a little harder singing Storm, but Don't Worry, I get that feeling of not worrying. I don't know how he did it, but he really made you feel the no worry. Like, this song makes me worry less than Don't Worry, Be Happy. Storm though, Storm goes damn hard. And I've been wanting to do a martially censored version of Storm. I've been sitting on Storm versus Don't Worry for like the last 5 minutes. What do I pick? Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna flip a coin again, but I'm not going to pick what the coin says. I'm gonna see which song the coin likes better and see if I can manage to agree or disagree with it. Don't Worry is gonna be tails, and Storm is going to be heads. It picked Storm. For some reason, I'm rebuttaling against the fact that the coin picks Storm. And if I'm avidly, my mind is skeptical about picking Storm, then I think that only means one thing, right? Ladies and gents, had you asked me my favorite global dance song, this probably wouldn't even touch the top 10. But when you sit back and think about it, Don't Worry ended up winning this entire song bracket madness.
Worry about yourself. Don't you worry about me, worry about yourself.
Well, frick, I can't believe it's done. I've had this video in mind for years, literal years now. And I'm kind of thankful I chose to do it now, because had I done it then, there wouldn't even be enough songs to put on the bracket. I mean, hell, you saw that there were duplicates and there were songs that weren't even him, there was features. But I guess now was the time to do it. And the vision that I always had for making the video is now a video. I don't know how to feel about that. You know, it's like, did the video come out the way I've always kind of imagined it over the years? When I put the length of the video aside and I just kind of focus on what the video's about, I think, yeah, you know what, there was good ratings in there. There was that Mista GG influence in there. It's got Global Dan in it. I I'm really expanding my horizon here. You guys are seeing what I'm all about. I'm all about the goddamn fingerboarding. I do crazy Minecraft shite. I listen to Global Dan. I'm gonna put that as one of my professions on my resume, is that I listen to Global Dan. Okay, worked at a PetSmart, beats up the homeless, listens to Global Dan. Get this guy on the phone. Well guys, I hope this video ended up exposing you to Global Dan. Global Dan's sick, man. I freaking love his damn music, and sure, he may disappoint sometimes, but am I gonna act like, you know, if he disappoints once, he's going to be disappointing for the rest of the time after that? No. Global Dan, if you're watching this for some reason. Card full? My camera's full on storage, so I can't really continue the video on there. What was I saying though? Yeah, Global Dan, if you're watching, I don't know where you are, but thank you for making it this far in. And I guess that goes for all the supporters out there too. Yeah, go give all these Global Dan songs a listen. With all that being said, yeah, whenever I try and think of a conclusion, it's just go listen to Global Dan. So I might as well just end the video here. Thanks for watching. I'll be seeing you guys around, and I'll be seeing you guys a square. Yep.